keep hearing mostly liberals say that it's Trump's fault that illegal immigration is out of control. But let's take a look at immigration under Donald Trump versus President Biden. As we can see here from this graph, monthly encounters at the southern border skyrocketed under President Biden. Pause and take a look at it. Also take note of the monthly encounters under the Obama administration. And we all know Obama was known as the deporter-in-chief. Let's take a look at this chart. Total border encounters fiscal year 2017 through 2024. Look at the numbers under Trump versus the numbers under President Biden. So many people want to know why that happened. Why the major spike? Let's dig a little deeper. During the Trump administration, Congress appropriated and Trump authorized $5.8 billion for the construction and repair of physical barriers along the U.S.-Mexico border. Trump also declared it was a national emergency at the southern border. So because he declared a national emergency, $10.5 billion in federal funding was diverted to help construct the border wall. What did Joe Biden do? Proclamation 10142, which suspended all border wall construction, rescinded Trump's national emergency declaration, and redirected funds that Trump diverted for border wall construction. October 5th, Biden's DHS announced plans to build up to 20 miles of physical barrier alongside the U.S.-Mexico border, but only because his administration was required by law to continue building the border wall because Congress had already appropriated funding for the wall. Only 20 miles? January 25th, 2017, Trump issued EO 13768, which established a new, more aggressive interior enforcement regime within the United States. What did that do? Expands the category of migrants classified as priorities for deportation and disqualifies sanctuary cities and other sanctuary jurisdictions that protect migrants from federal deportation and from receiving federal grants. Prior to Trump, only immigrants convicted of serious crimes were considered priorities for deportation. January 20th, 2021, Biden issued EO 13993, which revoked Trump's EO 13768. So we're seeing a common theme here. Everything that Trump put in place to rein in illegal immigration, President Biden reversed. Here's another great policy that Donald Trump implemented, making migrants stay in Mexico. In January 2019, the Trump administration implemented a policy officially known as Migrant Protection Protocols, or MPP, that enforced asylum seekers to wait in Mexico for their U.S. immigration hearings. What did President Biden do? The administration moved to suspend Remain in Mexico on Mr. Biden's first day in the White House in January 2021. The Department of Homeland Security moved to officially terminate the policy in June the same year. So what happened was it ended up going to court, and it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court sided with the Biden administration, allowing him to suspend Remain in Mexico. This is a rather long video, so take a breather. But we ain't done. You can't see the whole top there, it's cut off, but it says, State of Texas sues Biden administration for cutting razor wire at the U.S.-Mexico border. So the state of Texas and the Biden administration ended up going to court, battling it out, and guess who wins? Supreme Court sides with Biden administration in Texas border razor wire case. The U.S. Supreme Court in 5-4 vote granted the Biden administration's request to vacate the Fifth Court of Appeals injunction in a case involving razor wire placed along Texas border with Mexico. The move paves the way for federal officials to remove the wire. Texas has maintained that it needs to act on the border because the federal government has failed to stem the tide of migrants crossing from Mexico. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Biden administration sued the state of Texas to remove barbed wire that was actually preventing illegal immigrants from crossing into the great state of Texas. So if you guys have some time, go read this article, Trump versus Biden on immigration, a side-by-side policy comparison. In this article, it not only gives a description, and I'm talking about, it's so many, I only covered a few, of things that President Biden reversed, terminated, rescinded. It actually has the actual PDFs of the bills or the letters to the Department of Homeland Security and things of that nature. So you can fact check it right there. So what is the Biden-Harris administration record on immigration? It's a terrible one. These millions of illegal immigrants you've seen bankrupting cities, sucking up all the resources, committing crimes, they're here because of their policies. Don't forget this graph. The Biden administration literally opened the door to let 15 to 20 million illegal immigrants into our country. So to all my liberal friends, how about you guys stop pushing the narrative that this illegal immigration crisis is Donald Trump's fault, when Donald Trump actually put things in place to rein in and further prevent illegal immigration? The problem is that the Biden-Harris administration got rid of everything that he put in place.